Peace, what's good everybody? It's your boy DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for Liveoffbeats.com. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats or Sounds for Producers on Instagram as well. This beat actually is a lo-fi beat, kind of like a boom bap feel, and I wanted to do a breakdown of the beat so that way you get some ideas, and it came out pretty dope. So the first thing I started with is actually a sample. It's like a piano sample and kind of chopped it up a bit. So let me turn this off. I'll show you later. This is actually a isotope vinyl, which I kind of use some dust, like some pop sounds and also some warp on the master channel. So I'll turn that off now so that way you don't have to hear it the entire video. Me talking and you hear him popping in the background. So I use like first I started with this really cool piano sample. And basically it is several different so what I did, it's several different samples. So I have them all routed to the same track. But what I did is kind of make a little sequence just in the playlist window. Instead of like an MPC or whatever, instead of using the pads to tap it out, you can actually just, paste them in whatever format you want, and kind of just chop it up there visually on the playlist window. And that's another way of, adjusting samples. And also at the end here, I did a little reverse. I made the sound unique. This sound actually, no, not that one. My bad. Was it this one? Got so much going on here. I think that, oh, here it is. It's this one. But I do not know where it is. So I'm gonna play the little sequence I created. Here it is. And I forgot, actually I didn't do it reverse. I just had a different chord at the end to kind of close off this 8 bars, to give it like some solidity, like to make it end in a way, and then it starts over again. That goes out throughout the beat. What you can do with this to kind of give it like a really gritty sound, the sample already had that really old sound. You can hear the air in it, you can hear the aged piano, you can hear the little nuances of like a bad recording. Maybe some of you can't, but if you listen closely it does. What you can do is kind of dirty it up a little bit with EQ. I took out a lot of the highs and cut the lows, and cutting the highs just gives it that dingy sound. So if you notice, this is the sound without processing. And you notice there's a lot of highs in there. So this is with the EQ. Big difference. And this is with the reverb. Kind of give it that scary feel and kind of like it's in a larger room. So those are things to keep in mind when you're working on like a lo-fi or like an old school boom bap beat, because you can make it sound darker than it is, especially if you use like a regular plug-in and you're playing a piano and you want that dirty sound. You can really get some great results with EQ and reverb, but you can also use like distortion plugins and also plugins that can age something. There's a few of them, but yeah, something along those lines. Also what you can do is use Edison. Check it out. Where are you, Edison? Because I rarely load it up this way. let's just type in more and see if it comes up. There we go. I don't know if I have in my favorites, but what you can do is actually record on play, and what it's going to do is record what I have soloed, which is the piano. So we can hit record. My bad. And let's see, there's a way that you can take this and then change it to 16-bit. I forgot how to do that, and I did it on accident. Not on accident, but I think you send it to the playlist window. So let's try that. And I don't want to confuse you, but basically you're changing it from that high bit depth to a lower bit depth. Basically, when I recorded into, let's do that again, because I'm like totally not doing this right. You open up Edison, I hit record on play, set it to on play, and it should overwrite that. We'll see if it does. So anyway, you usually hit stop here, and what you want to do is select what you want recorded. We can use the first one, and then you take the drag copy and drag it back into Edison, and then you right click, go to format, edit properties, and here's where you can change the format 16-bit and click accept. And what that does, it gives it kind of like an old school lo-fi vibe. If you hit play, and it's not much of a difference because that sound already had a lot of grit on it. So if you have something really clean, that's a good way to do it. So back to the beat here. Like I said, I started out with a piano, and next I think it's percussion next. So what's this? Right, snare, and I don't know what this is. Oops, that's actually a mistake. So or the thing we just recorded, take that off record. So next is percussion. So I'm gonna play this intro and let you hear pretty much what I did. So you get the idea. There's a lot going on, but what I did with percussion is actually found a like a break beat and use Slice X. So break beats have like already the old school feel, or like old school drums, and what you can do when you put it in Slice X, this is actually the drum break I use, I believe. Yeah, that is funky. And you would never think that I use those drums on this beat. So in Slice X, as soon as you drag that sound into Slice X, what you do is load the drum break and then open up Slice X as a new plugin, and then drag that loop into Slice X right here on the channel right. And what it does, it loads it automatically right here and creates all these slices based on a default parameter. And from here, if you notice, you can actually, once it's already in there, you can go to piano roll, and what it does, all those markers are all the different slices that it made automatically. So now you can use the drums in that break, which is awesome. So you can kind of create your own pattern, which is what I did. And not a lot of people know that Slice X can do that. Well, maybe you do, but it's capable of so much, and also it's easy to use like drum loops and put them into, you know, Slice X and automatically use individual sounds. It's very powerful stuff, and it should help you, you know, create your own type of rhythms with drums. So on top of that, I did use to kind of beef up the kick a little bit, because that kick, I used that on top of the, it's like an 808 kick. I used that on top of the kick that was in the drum break, because I kind of wanted some more oomph, some more presence, some more thump, just make it bang a little bit. This was, what was this? Yeah, like a hi-hat that I used on top of the hi-hat that I used on the drum break. So sometimes you can add a combination of you know, sounds to enhance the drum break. You know, that way it just sounds more fuller. Sometimes you don't even need it. So I thought it needed it. And the other thing I was going to show you, on top of the drums that we use in Slice X and on top of the piano, I added like a vocal sample. Where is it? This one. It came out dope. It had a lot of processing already, doing, you know, like jumps and stuff, but I added more on top of that. Which track is that? 11. So I added halftime on it and delay and reverb. Halftime, let's see what it sounded like. With halftime, I use an automation during the verse, and it actually changes it here. And this is the sound without processing. Already sounds dope, but you know, you kind of want it to fit your own style, your own beat. So when I added that, all this processing, parametric EQ2, reverb, and delay, and halftime. And it's amazing what you can, my bad, and it's amazing what you can do with just some plugins and totally manipulate a sound. I could have went further with that, but I didn't want it to be too crazy, like too extravagant. So so that was just some icing on the cake. It just put the beat over top. So, you know, the halftime's only during the verse, and I took it out during the chorus. And there's something else I was going to show you in this video. Oh, on the master channel, it's a free plugin by iZotope. This did add some nice just grit to it. It's iZotope vinyl, and you can add dust. For instance, now, warp depth is basically like a warp record, so I'm gonna adjust it as I play it. You can get really crazy and put a scratch in it if you want. My bad. If be careful with your ears and your studio monitors. That sounds as if it was a record that was scratched on it, because I'm laughing because, you know, I'm a DJ and I had some beat up records and I knew what that sounds like exactly. I didn't take care of some of my records over the years, but and then you have just some other things you can add to it that kind of dirty it up a bit. You can mess around with this plugin. It's really cool. And then also have years, like presets. You can try the years or whatever, and to see what sounds dope and just makes the beat kind of over top. I didn't use too much, just a little warp and a little dust and like pops or whatever. and it sounds pretty good. So my bad, I'm getting some underruns here because probably the adjustment that I made. Maybe I forgot. But you do get the idea. It's a little better. It's just a little buggy because of I'm shooting video as well. So anyway, there you have it. I pretty much broke down the beat as far as what I've done. Let me just turn off the master effects. There we go. That way you can play right through it. And I'll play a little more of the beat so you kind of get the vibe. You know, of course, the piano, then the drums and Slice X. I think I used 2 Slice X. Maybe 3. That way, you know, every sound I use was separate on a different track, and I can just route it to the mixer. You like to have your sounds separate so you can EQ them different, but you can also route them in Slice X. Like, let's see, like with this routing option here. Maybe I'll show that in another video, but you can always just copy and paste if your computer can handle the processing. So let me play a little bit of the beat, and that way you can vibe out and just hear overall what was done. Bet. And you notice the drum pattern isn't too, you know, intricate or too extravagant. It's pretty straightforward rhythm, and kind of wanted just that simple old school vibe. So again, it's DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for Liveoffbeats.com. Hopefully the video showed you a different way of making lo-fi beats, and also, you know, some tips here and there. But again, if you like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats, or Sounds for Producers on Instagram as well. So keep experimenting with some of these techniques, and, you know, just making beat after beat. Especially if you want to focus on lo-fi, it'll just get you better and better, and you learn different things with different sounds. I'll catch you next time. Peace, y'all.